Testing, guys. Can you hear me? Can you hear me or not? Nice. So let me just get maybe a better mic sorted. Just testing. Is that better? Can you hear me?
Hear you, buddy.
Confirming. Yep, you can hear me. All good, Drew. In the spaceship.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, it's a clippy thing.
Cool. Yeah, I've got a little clippy thing. I thought it might be better than my AirPods.
Okay. Yeah, that's better than.
Nice.
Yeah.
It's good. You can hear. We good to go? Awesome. So let's pull this up on the screen. Thank you guys so much for joining. I'm really pumped to get this going. So, few little bits of housekeeping. It's probably going to be good if Oliver plugs his computer in so it doesn't die while we're presenting. Just a second. Here we go. Okay. Michael, welcome.
Hey, Oliver.
Guys, if my mic isn't working or anything like that, just jump in and let me know, okay? Cool. So, thank you all for joining. This is exciting times. Now, just to check, I'm sharing my screen with you. Cool. All right. So, guys, any questions or anything like that, pop them in the chat. We will have time for a Q&A later. Thank you so much for joining. Great to see some familiar faces. Kieran, Holly, Will, of course, Amber, the whole team, Michael, Billy Bosch back in the house. Let's go. So, guys, this is a workshop that I'm really pumped to give. As you can see, we've got a full camera set up. We're going YouTuber mode here. I've got the lapel mic on, and we've got a bunch of great content to get through. So it's about an hour, maybe less. Depends on the questions and stuff, but I really think that you're going to probably get some good value from it. So throw something in the chat. Like, I'd just love to know if you, like, what our existing skill level is with Claude. Are you already doing this AI brain stuff? And it could guide how I kind of approach the presentation, right? Like, if you're already doing it, I might get more advanced. Just let me know. Give me a bit of a heads up. Feel free to throw it in there. If you've never done it before, that's absolutely fine as well. You're probably going to get lots of value from this. Just chatting with Claude. Okay, cool. Yeah. If you haven't even chatted with Claude yet, guys, that's no stress at all. It's basically just like chatting with, ChatGPT or any of them. Same kind of thing. Currently doing, yeah, brand new. Okay. Xavier, nice. Oh, okay, nice. Amber, you're pretty advanced then. Yeah, the terminal thing isn't really fully necessary anymore. Cool. All right, this could be helpful. I think this will be really useful. Mostly been using ChatGPT. Yeah, same sort of old story. Claude Code. Okay, Rob, for those who don't know him, is a beast, and he is like a software developer, so he is very advanced. He is just here for fun. So let's jump in. Just want to make sure I got all my presentation materials up here. Right, now, first of all, you've probably noticed a rebrand. There's a different logo on the bottom left there. Basically, just needed to expand past the Google Ads focus. So it's just a new name to represent kind of the fact that I do far, far more than that these days. And it's giving me sort of a vehicle to grow and to be able to deliver presentations on Claude, which obviously isn't explicitly related to Google Ads. So it's really just a new direction. It's where we're all heading. And the idea is that it's kind of a premium room, and I don't want it to be some massive community with 10,000 people in it by advertising and giving it away for free. I'd rather keep it small and premium, do cool workshops like this for free, for fun, record them, upload them, and that's pretty much it, right? So if we're all clear on that, if no one's panicking about the blue logo or what it kind of means, then we can proceed. Agreed, Drew. In fact, to be honest, I've been doing some research into other school communities that have thousands of people in them. And literally every post is just someone looking for work or applying for a job. It's just junk. So I don't want that at all. Okay, so here's what we're going to cover. 60 minutes. First of all, we're going to look at the problem. We're going to look at what the hell this second brain stuff even is. We're going to look at the one literally running my business. I'll share my screen and show you everything. I'll literally give you a starter kit that I've fully built just to build your own starting today if you haven't already. For those that already, Drew asking for work in the chat. For those that have already started this, Amber, Rob, you'll probably get a lot of value when I show you like the extent to which I've taken my own when I share my screen. And for those that haven't started yet, you'll be able to start with the starter kit. And we'll have a bit of a Q&A, okay? So let's keep on motoring through. Here's the problem. Basically, everything to do with your business is kind of scattered, right? And so the goal is to find some way to kind of bring it all together. So you have it in your head, you've got a bit of strategy, context, and if you're a solopreneur, you probably have a lot of stuff in your head. It's probably just you, really. You've got your inbox, email threads, shit gets buried in there. We all lose emails. We've got a dozen tools, maybe a bit of Slack. You're communicating with people on WhatsApp. Obviously, emails, your calendar. It's all disconnected. And the idea is that you have to kind of re-explain. If you're just using ChatGPT, you've got to give it a lot of context every time you talk to it in order to get something valuable back. So a big part of this brain is really about giving it context so that whenever you speak to it, A, it already knows everything about you personally and your business, so it's going to give you a really, really good answer. And B, based on the conversation you have, it updates itself so that the next day when you speak to it, it's already got that added context built into it as well. So it's never ending, and it's really changed the game for me. So what it is in practice is, and I've dumbed this down as much as I can because this is just the truth of how simple it is. It's just a folder with files in it and other folders. It's something that Claude accesses, that you can access. You can edit stuff in the folder. Claude has access to it on your laptop. And it literally just acts as the brain, storing everything, decisions, logs, and even more. It updates itself, and it gets sharper every time you use it. Simple as that. So it's not a chatbot, right? It forgets nothing. You can open it, you can do whatever you want in there, and that's essentially the gist of it. As I said, I'm going to show you mine, but to demystify this second brain bullshit, like it's just a folder, okay? So the question is like, and I added this slide in because I was a bit like, who cares? Like I wanted to make sure we were clear on the potential benefits and why it actually matters. So what does it get you? For starters, like you can just draft emails, proposals, add copy, all sorts of stuff in your voice very, very easily and quickly. You never lose a decision. In 6 months, you could check back in and be like, why did we change the Facebook ad spend back in June? And it will like remember specifically because it writes everything down. It keeps a daily log, as you'll see. You can just start the day sorted. You'll be getting a daily briefing through the starter kit that I'm going to give you. And also, it just is a partner who gets it. And if you're someone like me who works alone a lot of the time, you can potentially get stuck in your own head a little bit and your ideas kind of start to overlap on each other. And so I find it really, really helpful for bouncing off of in a way that I didn't really used to get with ChatGPT and even Gemini when I was just starting a new conversation every time. Cool. I feel like that's a good description of some of the sort of obvious benefits that it actually gets you. And it's, as I said, literally just a folder of text files. There's no code. There's nothing new that we need to learn. Now, I wanted to put this in to show like big companies have already been doing this. If you think about it, they've got budgets, they've got departments, they've got everything that the second brain kind of offers us small business owners, right? So whereas now you're kind of really the driving force, you're the only memory of the business, everything starts from zero. AI advice is pretty generic, it lacks context. Essentially, growth just means more chaos to hold in your head. Where we're moving to and how the best are already doing it is that everything is remembered by itself. Every bit of context is already there. Advice is specific to your numbers, your goals. You converse with it in a way that really takes your shit to the next level. And it's super valuable can't wait to like give you the actual files to get started. Cool. Now, that's a bit of context. That's a bit of background. I thought I'd just jump in and actually show you mine. So how do we feel about that? Can I, again, guys, I can't actually hear or see anyone. So just like throw in a hell yeah or a yes if we're still in the chat. Maybe everyone's fallen out. Oh, we got some emojis. I can see.
yeah, let's do it, bro.
Cool. All right, so what I'm going to do is share my screen. I'll stop sharing here and I will share over here. Okay. So let me show you what this involves. We can all see this crazy looking thing on the screen. We can all see this? Yep. So this is just Obsidian. Many of you might have already seen something like this. I'll just initiate this sort of time lapse, right? So this is showing you how my own brain has been, not my brain here, but my brain in Claude has been built, basically, file by file over the last few weeks. Because what has happened is it started as one sort of node or one folder. And as I've done more and more work and it's connected to Slack and Google Sheets and Calendar and my email, it's basically built more of like a neural network connecting all of the dots of my business. And so if I zoom in, so it's not a gimmick, you see that everything has a name. I don't know if you can see that. There's daily briefings, there's Google Ads, there's Pestalozzi Digital, there's a Lead Gen Academy. It's all in there, just like in a way that's connecting the dots so that every file has its place in the broader picture of the business, if that makes sense. Now, this looks like a freaking ant's nest or something. It looks pretty crazy, but it's actually not. Like, this is just to maybe like get us inspired and paint the picture. Yours would look like this as well. What I find interesting to think, though, is that this is like what actual neural networks look like. It's just the connection of different ideas and topics and files in the realm of thought. So it's the same thing. If I zoom in, we've got Slack, which is connected to my infrastructure folder, which is connected to something over here, 2026, like a particular day when I used it, and it's all connected. So what that actually is literally just, if I open the file side of things, it's just a collection of files, right? So we've got a bunch of context about my business, all here on the left. We've got daily information that it's pulling. All of that is what you're seeing on the right-hand side here. And there's no code. Like, it's just a bunch of text files and sort of LinkedIn writing skills and different pieces of information that constitute the broader brain. In fact, if I was to show you what it looks like in Finder, it literally is just this, like you can see here. This is what we're visualizing in this program, which is called Obsidian, which just makes it nice and fancy. So I thought, yeah, I can see Holly like breathing a sigh of relief. It's just literally a series of information in your Finder on your computer, or maybe if you're on Windows, it'd be the same thing, a folder. And this is just like a program to display it visually and be able to kind of like edit some of those files. So what I thought I'd show is how this actually works, like with my context. So when I go into Claude, and you do need like a paid subscription for Claude to do this, it's $19 a month or something. But when I go into Claude, if I write a thing like this, now I pre-prepared this prompt because I didn't want it to reveal the deepest secrets of my psyche and embarrass me on a live chat. So this could be bad, but let's see. I just wrote like, write a short first-person intro for a prospect who's never heard of me, blah, 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 public facing. And what I've done is I've actually connected it to this folder. So see, I'm going to connect it to the folder before I run the prompt. So you can connect it to any folder on your computer. In this case, I've connected it to my second brain. And this is in Cowork, right? So you've got Claude Chat, Claude Cowork, and Claude Code, 3 different things. And if I hit go, what we're going to see it do is start to like pull the relevant files from the brain. And it's going to learn about my tone of voice. It's going to remember who the hell I am, what my business is, and it's going to do its thing. So you can see it's reading certain files from the brain up here, my writing style, me, my brand, and it's going to spit out a response that's like not just some generic AI shit, but it's going to be basically specific to me. So let's give it a second. Now my heart starts pounding as it reveals that I have nightmares and can't sleep at night. Also, guys, is that can you hear the construction site next door, or is that just me?
Nope.
Okay, cool. So yeah, look, it's come out. Yeah, it's messy. Hi, I'm Oliver Pesalotti. Like, it already knows everything about me. You see what I mean? So I can then have a conversation from the basis of us being on the same page, and it can go really far, as you'll see. I mean, that alone, like, for people that are just using ChatGPT or just using Claude even, or some sort of AI, any sort of prompt-based LLM, like, just to have that level of context, I think is already a level up. And through the starter kit, you'll be able to build your own. It's really not hard. I'll show you. We all following? How's that sounding? Cool. So then let me pull us back here just for 1 second. So what I want to show is that, cool, it's got my context. Now what's happening is that it's actually running itself. So every single day, Claude, I've got tasks scheduled such that Claude reads the brain, tells me the 1 to 3 things to focus on that day. And also once a week, it fully cleans itself. So it reviews the whole brain, deletes duplicate files, deletes old shitty things that aren't necessary, cleans bloated files, and just keeps everything really nice and neat. So it's this ongoing iterative process. And again, all of this, like, I've built the starter kit so that these tasks will be built into it, and through a series of questions and answers that it will ask you, you'll be able to basically build these yourself. So if I pull back, for example, to that Obsidian file, Obsidian's the name of that crazy program. What we'll see is that every single day it is generating, on the left-hand side, you can see this, every single day it's generating a report and a briefing literally based on its connections to Slack, to Google Sheets, to everything that is going on in my business. Email, it's also connected to Granola, which listens to my calls. It's probably, actually, I don't know if it's listening to this one right now. I think it probably, it's actually not. But it's connected to everything so that it's basically briefing and reporting on what's going on in the business and storing it in the brain. So I built this demo briefing one just to show you as an example and avoid giving away any like state secrets. But essentially, at the end, at the start of a day, it would say something like this: blah, blah, blah. Here's the state of Pestalozzi Digital. A new client lands, critical escalations. I need to do this. And I will get this usually as a Slack message sent to me each morning. And you can kind of set it up to do something like this. The other thing is that because it's listening to everything and it knows what's going on, it's basically building tasks. And it's just got this never-ending list of tasks that it keeps building, reminding me that so I don't miss anything. So I actually looked through this in preparation for this call, and there was stuff from 3.5 weeks ago that I just had forgotten to do, that I was able to realize, like, oh shit. It picked up on one sentence from a Zoom call and realized that could be something I need to be doing, which is really cool. The other thing that I'll just show you is that weekly audit kind of cleanup prompt, or not prompt, but scheduled task. Basically, once a week, it's going to be doing this audit, and it'll produce like an HTML file to literally tell me what it audited. I don't have to do anything. It's just telling me what it cleaned up. And don't worry, don't stress. This is all just to inspire you and show you how crazy this is, and it's all built into the starter kit. So you'll have some version of this. And it's telling me what it cleaned up in each file, kind of what it ended up doing. And I think that is pretty bloody cool because it keeps it fresh, keeps it up to date. So that's that's a lot. Let's just take a second to get on the same page about where this is all going. Pretty much, I know that we got different levels in the group. Some people, are nerds and are super developed into all of this. Some people are less developed, but this is kind of the path. So I think that your starter brain is step one. You'll answer a few questions and Claude will build your brain with your real business context using the file I'll give you at the end. Second step is to put it on autopilot using what I just showed you, which is like the weekly cleanup and the daily brief. So now it's maintaining itself. That's pretty cool. The next thing is to connect your world. So this is where you would like connect all of what Amber mentioned, for example, connect Gmail with maybe Airtable, Granola, all your different kind of tools. You can connect them to Claude, and that informs the brain. And then the last thing, which I wanted to actually show you what I have done, for example, in doing this, is like to really get advanced, is to like wire in your data. So you could build manual databases to like bring all sorts of like ad spend data, or maybe all of your clients' data, or like data that's going to actually be useful into the one place and have Claude kind of access it. Again, guys, feel free. We are going to have Q&A at the end, but if anything's like urgently bugging you, just feel free to sing out. I can see a few little things popping up. Rob Q. You're mentioning if you transcribe your sales calls, you can have Claude read the transcripts and feed that into your ads. Yeah, exactly. So let me show you, like, when it comes to wiring in your data, what I've actually done, because I think this is like really, I'm proud of this epic thing that I've kind of built. It's a dashboard connecting all of the ads data that I think has taken shit to the next level for me. When connecting your world, you're able to connect multiple Shopify accounts, different Gmail accounts. Yeah, Sean, totally. And you know, the thing to do if you're unsure, literally, when you get the brain connected, is just to have a conversation with it. Hey, I want to connect multiple accounts. What's the best approach? It will go, great. Hey, Sean, here's the approach. Here's what we're going to do. And you literally will follow it. So using that same method is exactly what I did to build what I'm going to show you now, which is this idea of like wiring in your own data. So has anyone used make.com? Yeah, maybe not. It's just like Zapier. You might maybe used Zapier, which is like a tool for automating tasks. So using make.com and having Claude actually guide me on how to do this, because I'm no expert at make.com. What I built is a database connecting all of the data from all of my clients, like TikTok, Facebook, Google Ads accounts, as well as their leads data, so how many leads they're getting, all of the information about that lead, into one place so that I can get insights, for example, like for what ads are working for dentists in the US, like a vertical specific insight. Do you know what I mean? So thought I'd show you like what that kind of looks like. So here's an example of an automation that's basically saying when the webhook is fired, that means when the client gets a lead, blah, 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 do a bunch of things to pull that information into a structured and organized way into my database, which is built in Airtable. Again, you don't have to do this. I'm just showing you like where it can go. And so Airtable is just like Google Sheets on steroids. It's a place you can store data. So here I have all of the lead, like if a lead came through right now, it would populate into this dashboard, into this database for any of my clients, that is. And I'd be able to basically see, like if it came from Google or Facebook or TikTok ads, I'd be able to see, obviously, the date that it came. And then it goes even further because I'm able to see if that person ended up booking a consultation, if they showed up to their consultation, if they closed as a client. So it's all stored in the same place. And I've also got daily spend data. So every single day, how much we spent on Google, Facebook, or TikTok is pulled for every client, so that I can then use that information like to my advantage. Are we all following? This is like the bit that I thought might get a bit too crazy. But so what I was able to build off the back of that, this is again all with the help of Claude, is a literal live website. And just to check, just so I'm not freaking going to go to prison, is this blurry on your screen, guys? Okay, cool.
Yeah.
That's great to know. I had to blur out a few things, obviously, but this is actually a live website that I thought I would share with you that tracks, it's just unique to me and my business. It's live. I have access to it. My team has access to it through a passcode. And basically, it's got all of that data that I just showed you in it. So as an agency, you can see how like beneficial this can be. You can see the level of spend for all of your clients on a given day. You can see who's getting leads, who's not. You can see how much we're spending on Google and how many Google leads we're getting, how much we're spending on Facebook, how many Facebook leads we're getting. And you can start to just completely level up. So there's another, that's like the dashboard section. Then if I was to click on any specific client, it would take me to the client specific section. And notice here I can see how much we've spent, what's the budget, how are we pacing to hit more or less than that budget. I can see what's the sales funnel looking like because of all that data. I can see a channel comparison. I can get a sense of the last 4 weeks. I can even see a visualization of how much we're spending, how many leads we're getting, and I can see a change log. All this freaking stuff is built off the back of the data in Airtable and through the help of Claude.
Hey, Oliver, we can see that one, the line chart and the bar chart.
Yeah, I know. That's fine because that's just I left that one. I just blurred the stuff that's a bit more delicate. But you can see there's a change log and there's specific leads and their names down below. So honestly, that's where it can head. And I thought I would just show that because it's a nice kind of bow on the edge of that slide that I shared just before, which showed this number 4 of wiring in your data. Right, so I think it's time we started to work on the situation for you guys. Just before I go on, any super quick questions on that one there, guys, or where we're sitting at the moment? All good. We press on. So pretty much now, let's just show you, I want to get you building your own. So there's this thing that you will be able to download, which I'll post it in the community after the call ends, and I get the call recording, and I'll just package it and put it into the one post. Basically, it's this thing I've called the starter kit. So you're going to get 4 files in there. It's going to be start here, which is a PDF for you to read. Then it's going to be a thing that says the builder. It's going to be the weekly optimizer and the daily brief. Now, through a series of questions and answers with Claude, once you open the guide, you will have basically set up your own brain. Now, if you're not currently paying $19 a month for the pro version of Claude, then you might eventually, if at such a time you do start paying that, you can just use the brain starter kit then, right? So it's going to always be up in the community, obviously fully free just for you to use, along with this recording if you want to refer back to anything in particular. And of course, I'm always there to kind of help you through it because there sometimes are little nuances in getting these things set up. You just got to have an open mind and be willing to kind of work through it. So when you get it set up, this is how it's going to be organized. You're going to have a Claude markdown file, which is just instructions for Claude. You're going to have a folder full of context, who you are, what the business is, your goals, and it's going to read that information at the start of every single session. And don't worry, you don't have to enter any of this information manually and build the folder manually. It's just through a series of questions and answers, like an interview, that it's going to build it. You're going to have a daily folder. You're going to have a projects folder, which is going to have structured information about clients or particular projects in it, a notes section. And as I said, Claude is going to create all of this. It's going to fill them in. It's going to keep it all up to date and keep it filed where it belongs. Mine looks a little bit more full because as I've done more and more work with it, it's had to create new folders. And yours will do the exact same thing. It's quite a smart thing, really. So here's how we're going to kind of get started. You do need the Claude desktop app. As I said, you're going to grab the kit, download it. There's going to be a PDF in there. As I said, it's going to walk you through it. You're going to make a folder and then switch on the extras. It's literally going to be as simple as that if you haven't used it before. And I think you'll find it really useful. And I think we're doing super well for time. I've almost run out of boring slides here, guys, and we can just jump into a bit of Q&A and start kind of bouncing off each other for the best way to kind of approach the next steps, because that's always the more fun. Now the kit is going to just basically get you the skeleton. Like where people like want a hand is kind of connecting it to MCPs, something Amber mentioned earlier, and really doing real work with it, like that dashboard that I just showed you, for example. But the kit is really the starting point, and building the file structure of your brain is the starting point. I had that for a few weeks before I started to then build the database on Airtable, and then before I built the dashboard off the back of that. Yeah, so it's like there are levels to this, but you can't get to level 3 without first doing level 1. So where to from here? Pretty much, if you want to hand one-to-one, that's the work I do in the Lead Gen Academy. I've done it with a bunch of the people in this call, in fact, Holly, for example, Kieran. It's the kind of wiring we can do together. But also, I want to do more sessions like this in this group, right? So like almost monthly, if you have specific things you think could be valuable to you or to others in the group, please let me know. And honestly, I'm going to look at bringing on guest speakers. Like I just want to have fun in the group, put on good calls, add value for free, because as I said, me and a lot of us on this call are solopreneurs. We kind of work alone, and I find this very fun. Like there's 17 people on the call right now. What a freaking cool thing. Do you know what I mean? I started this at 7:30 a.m. Sydney time, and we're people all over the world. I really like it. It's fun for me. And then say hello. Grab the kit, build your brain. I'd love to see a screenshot of kind of something that you're able to end up building on your side with it. I think that'd be a really cool thing to see. Cool, guys. Talk to me. Any questions? How are we feeling about that entire thing? That was like a speed run of the Claude second brain and what it can do for you. Would love to hear if there are any other agency owners or kind of like freelancers or ads managers, if you're using it yet, or kind of like how you think you might.
Question, Oliver, can you hear me?
Yes.
Have you figured out a workaround for Google Ads inside of Claude without super metrics?
No. What do you mean, managing Google Ads?
No, just bringing in the data.
No, I haven't. So the only
Okay.
data that I'm bringing in, is spend and if a lead came from Google Ads or not. I'm not bringing in like click-through rates and things like that. I just wanted to start with what's kind of really going to actually move the needle for me. So that graph that I showed you on the dashboard thing is showing me like how much was spent on Google Ads each day, and then also how many leads came from Google Ads each day. So that's not Google Ads conversions. It's actual leads in the CRM that are tagged as having come from Google Ads.
Okay, so your CRM I guess that was my question, is like, how do you get that? How are you getting that information in, since Claude won't do it without that Supermetrics connector?
Yeah, so I use Go High Level as a CRM. And within there are millions of CRMs, but within Go High Level, you can build specific landing pages for different things. So I have a separate landing page for Google Ads versus Facebook ads versus TikTok ads versus whatever else. And the idea is that I know that if someone visited that landing page and filled out the lead form, they have to have come from Google Ads. There's no other way they could have gotten there. So I just build a tagging system in the back end that automates, if someone came from that landing page, tag them with Google Ads. And also we can take it a step further and display a unique phone number on that landing page, so that if someone calls that phone number, they have to have come from Google Ads. And then basically, if the name populates in the CRM with that tag, I call it a lead from Google Ads. I don't even look at Google Ads conversions anymore because I don't really trust it. Google Ads conversions will say I got 20 leads in a day, and the CRM says I got like 8. So I just follow the CRM, because the client at the end of the day doesn't give a shit about Google Ads conversions either. They just want to know how many leads they got. So that's kind of what I base all of my analysis of. Yeah, cool. So you might all just be ready to get stuck in. All I'm going to do, in fact, I'll do it now while we're talking. Might as well. If you in the school community, guys, head into and feel free to jump in with any questions if you've got them while I pull this up. If you head into the classroom tab and then call recordings, I'll just make this one go live right now for you. There is the top one here, Claude Workshop, and the resources, Second Brain Kit. You can literally just hit download from there and get started if you're eager, if you're a really keen being. So that's where you're going to access it from, right? And it's going to be in there always for you. You don't have to do this right now. You don't have to do it straight after the call. But like whenever you need, it's going to be a little beautiful little folder that's going to kind of get you started through an interview and build your full context for whenever you're ready.
Hey, Oliver, can you hear me?
Yes.
All right, perfect. So in what ways have you used it to improve like your optimization for your clients?
Yeah, it's a good question. Well, so for starters, like I'm able to see at the very least if there is a correlation between my level of spend and how many leads we're getting. Like ideally those two things would move together, like how much we're spending and how many leads we're getting. It's not always the case, sadly. But it's massively improved. For example, like I'm able to see specifically how many leads we got from each channel with no ambiguity. That alone is like an amazing insight.
Yeah,
In addition, I'm able to see like, if I can share this now, I'm able to see like, okay, here's how many leads we got. Here's how many booked in appointments. Here's how many showed up. Here's how many closed. Here's the cost for each. Here's the difference compared to last month. Like that's a massive insight. I'm also able to see all that information per channel. Like here's how much we spent on Google. Here's how many Google leads we got. Here's how many Google leads ended up booking. Here's the cost per Google lead that booked. You know what I mean? Like this is like, for me, I would have died for this, weeks ago, let alone years ago. So this is for me a really cool thing. But again, it's not like this is custom and unique to my business and exactly what I needed. You will have something maybe slightly different depending on the niche you work with, or like Michael, for example, I know you're not an ads manager, but you see that with your own context, you can speak to Claude as if it's your personal, I was going to say slave, but let's say assistant. And basically it will help you to come up with a solution that's like uniquely optimized for you. That's what I think is most cool about it.
Hey man, you said it well, man. Yeah, no, I think all of this is just super beneficial. Like being able to see all of your ads in one place, being able to see, what client is doing well and what client isn't, and you're not tracing after information on a weekly basis. You can kind of just click that open, and then just see it all in just one shot.
Yeah, exactly. And you can imagine like my team is using that as well. So it's got a login that like people like in my team can access it. So it's not just me. So now we're basing our decisions off a lot of it. We are also reporting, I'm ensuring that the team is doing the work. So I'm basically having them implement any changes that are made. I want to be able to be across it. I'm seeing that in the change log. I'm able to view on which days changes were made, what happened after the changes made, did it result in a good outcome or not? Finding it to be really helpful.
Hey, Oliver, I got a question, if you know.
Mr. Will?
Yes, and Holly, we both had the same question.
We did separately.
So, yeah, we haven't even entered the world of Claude yet, just heard a little bit about it, and this, obviously. I do, like everyone else both of us use ChatGPT pretty extensively, and the paid version. So, at this point, I mean, I'm sure not nearly as well as Claude, but it does learn you and your style. Like it's very good at writing correspondences in my voice. It knows a lot about my business, etc. Do you know, can that information be exported and pulled into Claude, or are you kind of like starting over?
Like from ChatGPT?
My whole life for like a year has been on ChatGPT.
Oh wow.
You know what I mean?
So, but do you have to kind of start the whole thing? Like, is it able to remember conversations that it's had with you separately when it starts a new one?
If you pay for it. So I can be like, hey, can you respond to this guy? You already know what you need to know, and just paste the email. And it's usually pretty good.
It's pretty good.
Being in my voice and all that good
stuff.
stuff.
And like, I'll go in and be like, do you remember what was going on with this particular ads client? And it'll be like, yes. And I'll be like, okay, good. Cool. Let's keep going. Yeah.
But is it accessing, and I'm just asking openly because I haven't used ChatGPT as much. Is it accessing like your Slack or your emails, your inbox? Or okay.
Not at all. It's not integrated with anything. Just conversations. Yeah.
Billy's actually just jumped in Billy's just jumped in saying he was thinking the exact same thing as you guys. So like, I guess that's a unique difference. And someone, if anyone actually knows differently, feel free to jump in right now and correct me. But I think a unique part of the brain is that yeah, we can hear you.
Yeah, I would say both. I think ChatGPT can. I think it'll probably just be simply, putting in the same markdown file, or you can use Codex, and then you can probably still make the connections with the apps that they have on ChatGPT as well, because they have plenty of apps.
Can you?
But I don't know if ChatGPT. Yeah, I don't know if ChatGPT is going to access actual hard files on your computer offline.
No, like what we were thinking was like, is there any way, like, because basically each of our ChatGPTs are separate, right? And we like, is there any way to take that information or that like those past conversations and like move it into Claude? Like so then Claude is like, oh, okay, all of this has already happened, and keep going with it instead of having to start from scratch.
I believe you can download the history somehow.
What did you say?
I said I believe you can download the history, but you would have to like go onto. I would search that up because I was thinking about doing it, but I haven't gotten around to doing it yet or researched it. But I know with a lot of the AI platforms, you have a history that you can download, and then I would see if you can download the history and how would you be able to transfer that to Claude.
Yeah,
we could probably ask Claude.
Well,
ChatGPT might not tell you. We could probably ask
Claude. ChatGPT might get sad if you ask him, but ask Claude. Like it would literally guide you. He'd be more than happy to tell you how to do that. And as Rob's just said in the chat, like literally just search for it. ChatGPT export it. It's definitely possible. Because I think the unique thing about the brain versus ChatGPT is, again, like the brain also has all of my logo files, all of the other sort of like resources that I use that are not stored online, that are just like on my computer, so that when I say like make me a visualizer for this particular PDF, whatever, it does it already in my brand style. I don't have to like remind it of what all the stuff is.
And have you found that the images that you make are like way better, quicker? Like, because with ChatGPT, we have to like probably we all know like if we even pay for it, we have to go through many versions to get to the right place, right?
Well, actually, honestly, I would say like ChatGPT's image creator is really strong. I think it's actually like I've been a little bit underwhelmed with Claude's ability to generate designs and images. So often I'll even go to ChatGPT just for the free version to be like, make me an image for this. In fact, like it's pretty ironic, but not this thing we're looking on the screen right now, but the main image for this workshop was made in ChatGPT. So because it's literally to be fair, ChatGPT made the initial version, which was better than Claude's, and then I had Claude resize it and make it like just perfect, because get them working together, the whole team. Billy said that Gemini is actually a good image creator.
Yeah, okay. It sounds like both have there's reasons for both separately.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
Exactly.
Cool. Thank you.
Oh, really, Amber?
It's crazy. So it's completely separate. It's completely separate from regular Claude. It's like Claude.design or something. But you build
to make images, you mean?
To make anything. Like it's kind of crazy. I mean, you can wireframe.
Like Canva, but you just like talk to it.
Kinda. It's more like Figma, less like Canva, but it's very good. Like, and it's just getting better. The stuff I've created, it's kind of crazy. I have a link to a cool YouTube video that's pretty easy to follow along. It really made things like connect for me. I was like, oh, okay, cool.
And it's separate from like your Claude. It's like a separate thing.
It is. I haven't hit I have the paid Claude, but I haven't hit the ceiling yet. I've heard a lot of people do, but I'm also not like in it every day, but it's been really helpful to like get my wheels turning on a design, especially if I'm like wireframing a new website. But I've even seen it generate like really cool social media posts for you. You just load it up. You're like, here's our images. This is the copy. Or you can even load in a spreadsheet and say, make my social media post for the week or whatever. And it's kind of amazing.
Okay.
Wow.
Thank you.
I actually definitely that's a great tip. I didn't even know about that, Amber. I've just been using the brain so much. So this is a fully standalone online platform. It's not in the desktop app.
Yeah, it's not in the app yet. I don't know if it will be. I don't know. It's changing very fast though. Like I'm not kidding. It was different last week. So I think it's something to stay on top of.
Wow. Cool. Good tip. And for anyone that's wondering, she just put the little YouTube video in the chat there. This is what it looks like. I'm definitely going to jump into this afterwards. I wish it was in the desktop.
It's on the app for the desktop. You just have to transfer over. So you would have to, like, if you have the Claude app on, I think it's like at the bottom, and then you can just transfer over.
So pro tip with design, build your design system first. So if you see like in that chat right there, it says design system none. You want to get that set up first. And then the output's going to be so much better than if you just are like, hey,
Epic.
design me or whatever. It'll pull from like you can literally load in like a brand guide and it'll follow it.
Nice. I love that. That's really cool. Great tip. Thank you so much. That there goes my weekend. Thank you very much. Oh, and Sean, if you open your Claude Code bottom left, there's a design button so you can have it in the app. Oh, cool. Good stuff. See, collective knowledge. Why not? I see what you're saying, Sean. Have you been using that as well? Motor.app2. Got some interesting. See, everyone's using this stuff in different little ways, in siloed little ways. It is in the desktop app, actually. Sean's right. It's just in the bottom left. It says design. Cute little tiny hidden button. Any other thoughts, guys? Questions or kind of comments? I don't want to keep you longer than we have to. I feel like this has been good so far. Drew just got back from a holiday in Korea, by the way. But and I actually told him as a fun fact while we're waiting for someone to think of a question to do with AI that I was born in Seoul, Korea. He actually hadn't heard of Pyongyang, which happens to be the capital of North Korea, the kind of competing side of things, which is where I tell people I was born when I tell them I was born in Korea. But
They probably nod.
Can I just say
They probably nod and say, "Oh, were you okay?" And then move right on to how are you using GPT?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Or like you, they maybe just haven't heard of Pyongyang, and so they don't. It just means nothing to them.
Yeah, or they don't know anything about North Korea. So
Yeah, totally. Drake, good to see you on here, mate. Haven't seen you in a while. Would love to know if there's any other kind of thoughts. Billy, obviously you're in kind of the realm of e-commerce, which is different to all that lead stuff that I was showing. But I'm sure there are use cases for you. And I think, like I said, just to paint the picture as to how it really differs from ChatGPT or Gemini is really the offline use case. Like you're able to build an offline folder structure. And actually, as a side note, because everyone is so aware of how valuable that is, having like a centralized knowledge base, Google has just announced the release of, or like the upcoming release of their own kind of in the cloud file structure to be able to do the exact same thing through Gemini. So it's becoming like just the way that AI is being adopted, having centralized knowledge bases.
I was wondering if there was a way to do what we're doing using the API, using the credits system, and I guess Claude projects or something with that. I've been using a third party called Typing Mind for a couple years now, and because I'm trying to be thrifty here, and avoid all these monthly subscriptions. But at least a quick Google search said that was possible. It required a little more tech to make the brains to make little.
What do you want it to do?
Do what you were doing. I think I closed my tab on it, but it said, yeah, the brains or the knowledge bases or whatever, that you could do it paid, but you could also do like a pay as you go, like go and you buy the credits. That's how I've been using Typing Mind. I'll go over to mainly Claude, mainly like I'll do Grok and Claude and ChatGPT, but mainly I use Claude, and I'll just get the two to talk and build a little knowledge bases within Typing Mind, which look like folders on the left side, and just bring in the API. And it's great because it's like a chat is like a nickel.
Okay.
instead of
So you just
spending-
it's a pay as you go kind of thing.
yeah, instead of spending like $400, I spend like 12. So
Yeah, that's cool.
so
I don't know if you can do that. I mean, Claude, like, so I actually pay for Claude has free and then like the $20 per month and then 150 or something per month.
Mhm.
I just really didn't want to run out, and so I'm on the top one, the $150 a month.
Mhm.
Also because like I've got so many things connected to it now that I almost live in fear that I'll run out of tokens one day and it'll like miss some key piece of information, and so I'm almost just like locked in. But I'd rather be locked into Claude than bloody Sam Altman, who's like, got a pretty bad reputation, who runs ChatGPT. And so I don't know if there are pay-as-you-go models. I just jump straight to the sort of the idiot version of paying full price. If anyone else is aware, I don't think so. To be honest, they've just got their three-tier model.
Well, they do have a credit system, and I've never sat down to figure out, because I use Typing Mind, but I've never sat down to go, oh wow, that looks very similar to Typing Mind. There's like a projects interface, but yeah, there's credits. When you throw $10 or 20, or you throw $150 at credits, you have a lot of credits, and you can see your credit usage, which is kind of cool. You can see like however many thousands of tokens that are used, which ends up being just fractions of a dollar.
Oh yeah.
But that's
It's like
because
this. Like I can actually see it here on the Claude desktop app. Like I can see
yeah.
my usage, and I can see there is a credits option. But I guess that's just if you max it out. I mean, maybe you could go on the $19 per month version and just turn on usage credits so that instead of it stopping you, you can just pay for a few more credits. I don't know if you can do that from the free version though. I actually don't know.
Yeah, I think okay. I think you can. I've bought credits, but I've used it with a third party, but I haven't used it with Claude. But I think there is a way.
I mean, worth a try.
Yeah.
Cool. Yeah. Because then it could be much more economical.
Do you think it would be possible to like create skills? Because I know with Claude Code you can create skills, which inevitably help you save tokens. Do you think that's a possible thing with Claude?
Yeah, so you can definitely create skills.
Okay, because I know that for sure definitely help you save more tokens. Because a lot of the processing comes from the actual work it has to reference. So you can like what I do with Claude Code, I would say like, hey, what did we do in order to do this XYZ, and then it'll spit it out. And I was like, okay, great. Save this as a skill, and then it'll save to your file, so the notes just like always reference those files.
Yeah. So for anyone that hasn't used skills, yes, you definitely can. Like for example, there are complex tasks that require multiple different operations and accessing different platforms and doing different things. And if you wanted to do that every single week, for example, to do so, a great way to do that would be to create a skill, and then you can kind of package all of that information into the skill and execute the task on whatever time frame you want it to, weekly, monthly. But yeah, it's a great way to save bandwidth for sure. Again, all of that is within Claude. I'm not sure how that kind of relates to those that are heavy ChatGPT users. Someone like Kieran, who's even more techie than I am, would probably have a good answer on that sort of thing, but no. Yeah. So guys, if there's no more kind of... Oh, go, sorry.
When I download the Claude app, are there different apps for Claude Code and Claude? Like I downloaded, or I installed Claude Code with the terminal, and I'm sorry I did. I just got cold feet afterwards. I'm like, oh man, I'm tied into Skynet, and I went out of it. But the alternative was to download the desktop app, which was like, I don't know, 12 gigs.
So when I first got started, based on someone's advice, I did the same thing, but in fact, I did it through Cursor. So I got Cursor and Terminal and then I connected Claude to Cursor, and I was like, holy shit, what even is this? Like, it was like a different language. And then ultimately I realized, like, if you just get the Claude desktop app, you can very easily select between chat, co-work, which is where all the brain stuff happens, by the way, or code.
Oh,
You
cool.
like, you don't
Okay.
even need Cursor and Terminal really to do this. Like, I haven't used them once ever since I just got the desktop app. So I would just throw all that in the bin if you want to, like, just keep it clean and just use the Claude desktop app.
Well, now I think it sprayed those files all over, and again, I feel like I gotta sit down and focus and like go dig or go use the terminal
Yeah.
because I don't want to screw up a command line.
Well, I would just, like, I only use the terminal if it specifically wants me to do it for a task to be completed, but I'm not like proficient enough in using it to be doing it otherwise.
Oh, I was gonna use it to
But so-
delete it.
No, so one thing I do want to make clear, guys, just so we're all on the same page, is that within Claude, there are three pillars. There's three functions. Claude Chat, which is just ChatGPT, Gemini, same shit. Like, you just message it, have a conversation, questions, no problem. Claude Co-work is what their second pillar is, which actually accesses files on your computer and can do things and go off in the background and do things. That is where you, like, create a new task and assign it as the reference folder to be the brain. So I just want to make that clear so that no one gets lost afterwards, that that's actually the way you would have to be doing it. So that literally looks like this. So, like, you would have to assign the relevant folder, and then you send your message, and the message is specifically referencing that folder. Now that is in co-work. Chat is on the left, co-work in the middle, code on the right. They're separate functions within Claude, and everything that I've covered today has been about co-work. I just want to make that clear, because that could be a little point of confusion after, but now, not anymore. Now we're all on the same page. Well, guys, I'm going to actually begin wrapping it up there, unless there's any urgent questions, or just hit me up afterwards if there are. Just make sure I haven't missed anything in the chat. Billy, you got Claude. Cool. You've got to, yeah, you should see it there on the left. We can go back and forth over chat or even post any questions in the group. But I hope this has been helpful, guys. And can I just say, like, thank you so much for joining. Honestly, like, I think it's like a really cool thing. Obviously, AI is moving really, really fast. Digital advertising is moving really, really fast as a result. And if we all sit in our little rooms doing separate work, cool. But, you know, I think there's a lot to be said for collective knowledge and bring it all together. It's also a bit of fun. Like, we get to actually see people online, and I think that's really great. So, like, from the bottom of my heart, thank you so much for joining. I hope you found this valuable. If you have any further questions, hit me up or post them in the group. Like I said, I'm not trying to make this group some massive thing with thousands of members. If anything, I'm going to do a bit of a cull soon of people who are inactive. I just want it to be, like, small and freaking valuable. So that's the point of it. And thank you all so much for being here. Really appreciate it.
Great call, Oliver. Thanks, man.
Thank you, guys. Again, the call recording will be in there along with the actual file for you to download to start your own brain. It might be a project for this weekend, or just get started with it. It'll probably take you 15, 20 minutes to get it set up, honestly. You just got to give it, remember, the more information you can give it, the better. So that's pretty much it. Guys, thank you so much for joining. I'm going to stay on until there's no one else on the call, but feel free to jump off now unless you have any specific questions. And have a lovely day and a lovely weekend. Thanks, guys.
Adios, amigo.
Adios. Oh, wow. I don't know how that confetti just happened, but it was pretty cool.
Yeah, I thought you did it on purpose.
I don't know how that happened, yeah. Now, I think we might call it there, Rob. But you're a legend, man. Thank you for joining. John, Drake, thank you, gents.
Good
The
seeing
last
you
ones
again,
on the
Oliver.
call.
Take
Thank
care,
you,
bud.
my man. Speak soon. Cheers.